Jeremiah Wampler here. Sam DeLilly of Downtown Lenoir City are here at the round table with Mr. Mayor Tony Aikens. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Mayor, what was the first job you ever had that's not on your resume? What did you learn from this experience, and how does it apply to your position today?
It's been a long time since I filled out a resume, but probably working as a correction officer, which was called jailers then. You learn to deal with a lot of interesting people. Not everybody in jail is a bad person. They just make bad mistakes. So, you learn to deal with those people and you try to treat people how you want to be treated. So it was an interesting job, and of course came to work for Lenoir City later and became chief of police up here. Went back to the sheriff's office in 91 and as the chief deputy and was there for 26 years.
Mayor, when re-elected, what are some of the immediate hurdles that you look to improve during your first year?
Well, obviously we're working on 095 improvements and something that really needs to be done to that particular street. And I want to see Lenoir City have another city park, and currently working with TVA now to make that happen. Obviously that funding has to be in place, but Lenoir City's received over $25 million in grant monies since I became mayor in 2010. So we're working with EDA, TVA, and in hopes to get some land. There is some land available. And I would like to see, the splash pad downtown is used. If you go by there in the summertime, and it's just absolutely packed with people. And for families to come down in a safe environment and bring their kids. And so I would like to see in that park a bigger splash pad put in.
So when I came here in 2017, there was not a lot of businesses here, and I came to your office and you said 321 can take care of itself, but as a city and city council, we're focused on downtown. Let's get downtown revitalized and get it going back on its feet. And I think a lot of the things that the public doesn't realize is all the tenants that we brought here. I asked for your assistance. Would you meet with them? Would you come here? Would you greet them? Would you find out what their needs are before they move to downtown Lenoir City? And we probably met with over 30 businesses to get 13 to rent from us. And now we have a bike shop, a dance studio, you have yoga, you have Ugly Mug Coffee, you have ice cream. I mean, those are all things that match the community and
Axe
blend.
throwing.
You have axe throwing, you have a spa downstairs that it's a relaxing place for people to go. But those are all businesses that match, and we worked so hard to intently bring them to our community. Mayor, this building right now that we're sitting in, it houses 4 separate families that rent from us, and there's 10 years ago, this was dilapidated. There was nothing here. And it took the help of the city council coordinating with LCUB. We didn't have enough power to get electricity in here, to get all the transformers and everything we needed. And those are things where you've been hands-on leading the solutions. I could call City Hall and say, Mayor, we don't have enough power. I'd love to get condos up here. And that's where you hear us out. And here we are sitting in a condo now that families enjoy downtown.
Well, you've done a great job with it downtown. It looks great. I would live in it, and it's just fantastic. Just a lot of going on that's happened down here in the last 10 years. The first project in the downtown area was the War Memorial Building. We put it on the National Registry for Historical Places. And that was in 2012. It took 2 years to accomplish that.
We went to Aubrey's this morning and looked at the construction. I remember reading the news article. They cited you specifically as the reason why Aubrey's came to downtown Lenoir City.
The owner of the property, I was coming down the interstate, my wife and I was. He calls and says, do you want Aubrey's or do you want something else? And he told me what that something else was. And I said, no question, Aubrey's.
Yeah.
I said, as much as I like to have the something else, and I wish you would continue to work toward that, Aubrey's is part of the community.
Absolutely.
And they've done a fantastic job. I know the school system uses Aubrey's a lot to have fundraisers, and it doesn't cost them a thing. They open their doors and they're to raise funds for athletes.
Mayor, we appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
See you, brother.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Welcome to Downtown Lenoir City in the wonderful La Michoacana. We're here with City Councilman Eddie Simpson. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
I'm here to ask the burning questions of the day, and I'm going to start with this one. Mr. Simpson, if you could instantly be an expert in any subject, what would it be, and how would you use it to apply it to your position?
I think I would want to be an architectural engineer because I really appreciate old architecture, and I think I would apply it to more of the downtown area, although we have beautiful structures down here, but I think that's would be my goal, to try to improve the architectural downtown.
One of my favorite things about the position you hold is your 40 years of experience, actual business experience. It's not like you're sitting behind a desk with book smarts. You're actually applying, and I think you've really done a great job of hearing out what the downtown businesses need and kind of supporting us through that.
I have been in business for 40 years in the city, just on the outskirts of the downtown area, and I thoroughly enjoyed the time I did that. I got to meet a lot of people. We did our own construction on our buildings and such.
Eddie, you were road superintendent for 12 years. Can you give us more information about the synchronized red lights and how it'll help with our traffic flow?
In the past couple of years, we've been able to acquire several grants through the federal roads and state roads to be able to upgrade all of our lights in Lenoir City, on 321 and downtown. And what that does is, it does away with the loops that we used to have to actually pull up on a loop to make that light change. Now it's all automated, and it actually sees the traffic, the number of cars it goes through, and to allow the traffic to open up in the other direction at the right time.
We met with the mayor, and he gave you and Mike Henline and Jennifer Wampler a lot of credit for supporting all the renovations of the War Memorial Building, besides all of downtown and everything else you all have done.
Sam, that was a great improvement to our city. That War Memorial Building had been sitting with no attention at all for years and years, and we were able to secure enough grant money to renovate inside and out. We renovated all the exterior, cleaned all the brick, sprayed off, replaced, whatever it took to make that look like it did originally when it was built. We kept the same architecture on the windows. We have the same things on the inside.
Mr. Simpson, we appreciate your time. Thank you for coming down here and talking to us, answering some questions, letting us know a little bit more about you. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, we are downtown Lenoir City at Social Cycle Bike Shop with City Councilwoman Jennifer Wampler and Sam DeLilly of Downtown Lenoir City. Thank you for your time. If you could have any superpower immediately, what would it be, and how would you use it to help the city?
I have most of them already. So what I would probably use the most would be to control time, speed it up and slow it down. After joining City Council, and what I have learned, especially working with the state of Tennessee, all projects take forever. The funding and getting the work done, it is just forever. And so if I could do that and I could speed that portion up, that would really be wonderful.
I want to mention something that a lot of people might not know. The first day I met you, I was looking around downtown, and I kind of asked your opinion. What do you think about this property? I'm thinking about buying it and renovating it. I didn't know, and I wasn't sure. I didn't have a lot of confidence. Like, should I put a furniture store there? Should I kind of operate? And I remember your response was, if you don't buy it, I'm looking at it myself, and I'm gonna renovate and buy it.
Your enthusiasm was contagious. And I am one that, if you're gonna fall in love with Lenoir City and you're gonna invest, I want you on board. But you were able to see the vision that we had, because this was before all of this was renovated and everything downtown. so you could see what we were doing. But you have been able to take these buildings, and most of them were in pretty bad shape, but you have brought them up and they are beautiful, and you've the most innovative uses. Thank you.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize how hands-on you've been with the renovations. I was waiting on a big restaurant group to come in, and they would take maybe 8 months to a year to decide, and I couldn't afford to wait that long, and I kind of told you, I said, I need to move on, and you said, Sam, I think you haven't looked at your property as potentially 4 businesses can move into them. So we brought in Graham and Cook, we brought in Cedar Creations, we brought in East Tennessee Axe Throwing. Over here, I kind of replicated that same idea and brought 4 businesses in. Instead of one large tenant, we brought in the yoga studio, bike shop, the spa. Everybody that's here has really benefited from that, the bookshop next door. And those are things that, besides decorations and colors and the windows, the lighting, those were all things that we consulted together as a family.
And I appreciate you saying that. It was mostly you, but I will say that anybody that's come in downtown, I dare say, has not felt free to consult Mayor Aikens on suggestions, any of the merchants downtown. It's very welcoming, and when you're a part of the downtown, we want you to succeed, because when you succeed, we all succeed, and it is what makes our community so great.
From your time serving on City Council, what are some of the projects you've worked on that you're most proud of?
Me and the board, and of course the mayor, influential. We did what was thought to be impossible. We brought fiber network to Lenoir City through LCUB. And that was a huge undertaking, and of course it was a several-year process, but I was able to see it go from an idea, which we didn't know if we could do it or not, to the point now where it is going, and people love having it, and we are actually offering it to people that have been either underserved or there was no internet whatsoever there.
We are here at the 11th annual Cars and Coffee put on by Mike Henline. First and foremost, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for coming here to do this interview with us.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm going to lead into the more difficult questions, if that's okay.
That'd be great.
If you could go forward or backward in time, which one would you choose and why?
I would probably choose backwards because I know the history and I know what's back there. The future, I don't know, and it's an unknown, but I feel very comfortable with the past.
Since you went back to the past, what would you bring back to the present from the past?
Definitely common sense. It seems like we've lost the common sense. We've lost our values, our morals, and lots of things that need to be brought back from the past.
What was the first job you had that wasn't technically on your resume? What did that experience give you, and is it applicable to your position that you have right now?
The first job I had was working here at 16. The day I turned 16, I went to work at the White Store here in Lenoir City, working for a fellow by the name of Johnny Harrell, who was the manager. And if you worked for Johnny Harrell, you worked, and you worked hard. And I think that work ethic has gone with me all through my life, and it still works today. You have to work for what you get. There's no free lunches.
When reelected, what are some hurdles that you see that you would like to remedy within the first year?
Well, I think the hurdles that's here in Lenoir City is probably it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. We're experiencing a lot of growth, and it's just a blessing to live in a community where other people want to live. And the reason we have growth is because we've been successful with our taxes and the growth of the city and what we provide in services, and who wouldn't want to live here? But they're coming too fast, and so we have to kind of pump our brakes and take a look at that and have it more of a manageable growth.
Mike, you're absolutely right. The car show has grown. We've seen it. I live right in front of it.
Right.
And what I want to know is, for 11 years, what makes you passionate to wake up and do this? You're not getting paid for this car show. We met with Don White 2 weeks ago, and he said, you guys do this because of a love of community. What makes you wake up in the mornings and come and do this time and time again and see it grow?
Well, I tell you, it's just in my DNA. I'm a car guy, and I'll always be a car guy. And it's just like you going to a baseball game, or what would make you go to a UT football game. This is what we like to do, and we enjoy it. And all of our friends are here, and it's just more about the people than the cars. The cars just kind of bring people together with like interests. But you can come here and people bring their wives, dogs, kids, everything, and it's just we look at it as sort of a get-together once a month for the people of Lenoir City that you haven't seen in a long time, and people I went to school with, and then new friends, people from Tellico Village, West Knoxville, all came here. And they like this because of this, the low key. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're not taking up money for anything. We just, when I was a kid, we circled A&W up there, and it's one notch above that. You know, you just come when you get ready, leave when you get ready. It's not gonna cost you anything. And we've got some good sponsors. We got the Ugly Mug with our coffee, Lenoir City Chrysler, Lenoir City Ford. They furnish our donuts and coffee, and so it's a win-win.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for coming out and taking time for us.
Thank you.
The downtown revitalization has been amazing to see, and everyone we talked to today had a major role in it. We look forward to see where we go from here.